final question. The linkage to all of this is the OAS, the Organization of American States, which there's a long history here as kind of a proxy of U.S. influence in the region. And clearly this is, I mean, it was an interest of previous administrations, obviously, but there's been a really aggressive take by the Trump administration. And I want to say really counter to a lot of the delusional narratives you hear from some people of taking, you know, Trump's rhetoric that he sometimes will drop about war and this type of thing at face value. You know, particularly hemispherically, they've been very aggressive. But what is this new OAS deployment, I guess, you know, specifically in reference to Bolivia and Dominica, in terms of the OAS versus democracy, the OAS versus the left, the OAS as this sort of new kind of like pre-election call proxy?
Well, I think some Caribbean leaders and probably other social movement people have stated repeatedly that it wasn't always like this. It is that, that Luis Almagro himself is taking more unilateral decisions that are not representative necessarily of this horde of countries that actually usually falls underneath Washington's guard. In this case, he's actually, he's just consulting directly with Marco Rubio and just like, issuing statements which question the decision of governments and saying that this whole sea of countries from the region are also signing on to these positions, which is not necessarily true. But, U.S. intelligence and the OAS are everywhere, and they are, because these two entities are, of course, related and have overlap, but they're prepared to overthrow any country's government, including the very people they installed, like Juan Guaido. They've been prepared to get rid of Juan Guaido for many, many months now. And so, they're always looking for an opportunity to, exercise control within a given country. And I don't think, and I don't think it's like it's happening all of a sudden. I think it's been happening for a few years now, but they've just been planting in different places. And maybe now because they're sensing a resurgence of the left in the region, and they feel that threat that they have to try to do different situations at the same time. And of course, they're feeling a great deal of threat, again, by Venezuela and the movement of the non-aligned, which are always talking about multilateralism. And the OAS is the enemy of multilateralism in the hemisphere. And they don't want these Caribbean island states or any country to exercise sovereignty over their territory. And so, they're seeing that people are trying to create balance through their respective regions. And they don't want the distribution of power and influence to at any point become more democratic.
If any piece of comedy comes out of all of this, it's definitely the Juan Guaido Periscope coups. They were kind of funny. Results are horrible, but watching him get out there on a live stream, be like, all right, it's time.
Well, it's so awkward. I just am wondering when it's going to end. I mean, I feel like it's already ended. I haven't seen anything he's done in months. But
no, I think they're going to retire him. One could almost feel bad for that guy, except not. Camilia Escalante, presenter for TeleSUR. I really appreciate you joining us and taking us through this stuff. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You just watched a Michael Brooks Show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.